So first of all, I'd like to thank Mia and Kevin for giving us this opportunity to present our latest service and for organizing this in-person event. Uh, Two words have come up a lot today. There's collaboration and retrofits. And like my previous presenter from Newport, I'd like to build on the latter, that is the retrofits. So mass of green screen, it's a simple and a predictable process which allows owners to monetize on their retrofits and their enhancements using carbon credits. So it's a pioneering concept, but it is not the first time that something like this has been done. Around 6 to 7 years ago, ExxonMobil did something similar successfully. So they originated carbon credits for their sophisticated paints. Unfortunately, this initiative stalled because the process was a bit data intensive. It required to analyze years of daily noon report data. So when we set out with our program about 2-3 years ago, our main aim was to make this process as simple as possible and less data intensive as possible. I'll come to the process in a bit, but I just wanted to highlight the key features of this program. First of all, it's a one-time investment, and for that, you get carbon credits guaranteed for a minimum of 5 years, and up to 10 years, that is subject to a review at the end of 5 years. There's a robust financial case. I'll touch on a sample case study in a bit. And we've partnered with Gold Standard. So you receive Gold Standard carbon credits, and which you're able to sell this in voluntary carbon markets. And I should emphasize that generating Gold Standard carbon credits, it requires a robust commitment to sustainability and decarbonization. And that's why these carbon credits are some of the most sought after carbon credits in the voluntary markets. So really, we believe that mass of green screen is an opportunity to do something concrete right now while we are still not able to order zero carbon ships. As for the process, there are two key components to the process that we have in place to generate carbon credits for the retrofits and enhancements that you've done on your ships. So the first part of that process is the model, which we have developed in collaboration with MIT. So what this model does is it allows us to accurately calculate the fuel consumption of a ship at various operating conditions. And all we need from you is ship specifications, which you already have at hand. So stuff like dimensions of the ship, specifications of propeller and engine, form coefficient, etc. So once we have these details, we will generate a post-retrofit fuel consumption curve. We'll verify the accuracy of this curve, which is typically 97% or more. And then we'll put together pre- and the post-retrofit fuel consumption curves and generate a sort of delta between these two curves. And this brings me to the second part of the process, which is the methodology which we have developed in collaboration with the Gold Standard organization. So Gold Standard will accept this delta to assess how a ship is likely to perform after the retrofits are done. And to a certain extent, it will also use this delta to issue the carbon credits. So as I said, it's a simple process, predictable, and not at all data intensive. As for what we cover everything on the chart. There's bow modifications, propeller enhancements, engine tuning, wake flow devices, and we are constantly in touch with our owner clients, and as and when we learn which retrofits they are considering, we would add them to our offering. So our latest addition is the low friction coatings. We are also working on wind assist and air lubrication. And if you are considering more than one retrofit, 2 or more retrofits, the impact of these retrofits is not necessarily summation of the two. So it's not a linear addition, and our model is able to capture these non-linear additions. Next, I'll quickly discuss the financial case. Let's say you want to enter 10 ships to our program, the green screen program, 2 of which are unique ships, and for each of these unique ships, you've got 4 sister ships. So there's a green screen cost, but that is applicable only to unique ships. There's no green screen cost for sister ships. So it's a great financial case if you've got more sister ships. There's a gold standard cost component, which is applicable to both unique and sister ships, but it decreases with the number of ships. So if you've got a fleet of 10 ships, the cost is $7,000 a ship, and it reduces to $4,000 a ship if you've got a fleet of 20 ships or more. Assuming that the CO2 reduction per steaming day is of 9.3 tons, and there are 250 steaming days per year, and the price of carbon credit is $15 per ton, your first year revenue itself is close to $190,000. So you're covering your green screen costs in the first year itself under these assumptions. I'd mentioned that you are guaranteed carbon credits for a minimum of 5 years. So if you look at a 5-year period, then the return on your green screen investment is more than 8%, more than 8 times. And for you to lose money on this, the carbon price will have to average less than $2 per ton for a period of 5 years. And we believe that this is a highly unlikely scenario. That's why we say that the downside risk is minimum. So if you're financing a retrofit, adding a ship to the green screen program, it can add a crucial revenue stream for you. Finally, I'll close the presentation with some of the key takeaways. Mass of green screen, it helps you to fund your decarbonization initiatives. We have partnered with Gold Standard. You can add ships that you are planning to retrofit in the next 2 years. And we can also add ships that you have already retrofitted recently, but it depends on a case-by-case basis. It's a one-time investment for which you are guaranteed carbon credits for a minimum of 5 years and up to 10 years. We saw that the downside risk is minimum. You have a very low break-even price for carbon. And finally, mass of green screen, it helps you to meet your sustainability goals a bit more profitably. So if you want more information, there's more stuff on our website, but even better, just simply email us with your questions and we'll be happy to get back to you. I'll hand over to Faraz for panel discussion next.